This is all getting edited out, I hope. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
There's nothing more I would want than to grow old with you. You're right. Old is a 2021 thriller. It's written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, based on Sandcastle by Pierre Oscar Levy and Frederick Peters.
it stars Gael Garcia Bernal, Vicky Krieps, Rufus Sewell, and Thomasine McKenzie. I think I just butchered her name. Sorry.
You got some hard names this time. I do not envy you on those four. Budget for this movie was pretty low, right around 18 million, and actually has had a positive box office take so far at 25.4 million.
The Tomato Meter rating is 51% with an audience score of 52%.
Yeah.
People loved this one.
Oh yeah. So Old follows a family of four that are on vacation, and they end up with some other strangers on a beach where time passes much faster than everywhere else on Earth. So, going into this, the first thing that stood out to me was this is the first movie I've seen in theaters in well over a year. This is the first time we've done a movie recently. We're trying to do all brand new movies. This is the first one that has not been available on a streaming service. So I did actually have to venture to the theater to see it. I did notice the trailers before leading into it were all horror movies. So it kind of set an expectation for me that this was going to be a lot more of a thriller than it really ended up being. There's definitely some moments in this that are pretty dark, some visually like jarring things, but it is much more a drama parable than a thriller in my opinion, I think. So there's a lot of awkward shit in this movie. In my opinion, a lot of the dialogue is very off. There's a lot of moments that are really cheesy and a lot of moments where there is just some subpar acting that really, really cuts through everything that's going on. If I need to give this a verdict, in my opinion, there were some great ideas in this. However, like we've talked about with a few movies recently, the ideas were awesome, but the execution really left something to be desired, in my opinion. And now I get it. Like, it has to fit the movie medium. They had to make changes to the story. They had to like give it that solid beginning, middle, and end and everything, make it flow like a 90-minute movie. However, the story that they're trying to tell and what they're trying to convey with it, in my opinion, just works so much better as a parable. It doesn't need the movie treatment that it got for this. All of those cheesy moments that I mentioned just a little bit ago really break any sense of tension that this thriller is trying to create on screen. There's just these like laughable moments or awkward moments that like should not really be there in a thriller, in my opinion. So in summation, I do have to give this a no. I do think the movie made me think about a lot of really cool things, and I think the idea is there. However, I think really you should probably just read the graphic novel or contemplate on the ideas of mortality in another way. It's the movie gave me a lot to think about, and I'm excited to talk about it with distance, but I don't think that it's worth your time, honestly. What about you?
Yeah. So there was a movie that we watched a while ago called Dark Crimes. And I made the mistake of giving that movie a yes because I thought the concepts were interesting or intriguing or whatever. And that's not why you're watching us. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. That was early in our path as kind of movie reviewers / discussers / critics / meta movie dudes.
You get a chance for to atone for your sin. That's great.
Yes, I can. Yes, I'm excited. How many people get a second chance? So yeah, I feel you on pretty much everything you said, man. Like I 100% agree with pretty much everything. Like that maybe graphic novels better, maybe parables a better idea. Awkward moments were so awkward it broke the tension. There were a couple spots that were tense. There's another thing that bothered me about the movie that is a spoiler, so we'll have to get to that after this. But yeah, it was an interesting concept. The dialogue was poorly written. The character archetypes were ridiculous that they tried to use. A lot of stuff was really heavy-handed in a way that was just bad writing. But interesting story, interesting concepts. But I really feel like it could have been told in a different way. You know, like I think we pretty much agree on this episode altogether. I will say that there were some interesting concepts in the film. It did make me think about some things,
Yeah.
but I think there's other movies. If you want a movie that's gonna put you in touch with your mortality, maybe just like watch Bucket List. Or watch
That's a good one. That's a fun watch.
Sweet November is a romantic film with Keanu Reeves in it, where that's kind of involved. There's a lot more movies that can put you in touch with mortality or old age in a way that's beneficial. Hell, even the fucking Notebook, honestly, is a movie that would help you to get the same ideas but watch a higher quality film than this one. And with a title like Old, I don't think I'm ruining anything. I don't think any of what I've said is spoiling the film. If you've seen the trailers, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's all in the trailer too. Which I went into this completely blind. I had not even seen the trailer, so I didn't know what to expect. But yeah, it is pretty obvious once you watch the trailer what's going on.
Yeah. So before I give my solid verdict. Actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and give the verdict. If I haven't made it obvious so far, it's no. Please, like, if you can only go to the theater, it's just don't pay theater prices to watch this. If you want to watch it, it's supposed to be on HBO Max at some point in the future. Just wait, watch it then if you must.
Or possibly read the graphic novel. That may be a much better experience, honestly.
Yeah, do that. But you know what? Waste if you already have an HBO Max subscription, but then you'd be wasting your time, not your money. So your call.
And time is money, friend.
So yeah, don't watch it.
Yeah, I think we both pretty much agree on that. But however, like we were saying though, there is some cool stuff to talk about. The things this movie will make you think about if you let it are, in my opinion, really important meditations to have with yourself or things to consider. However, like we were just pointing out, there's plenty of ways to do that. You don't need to see this movie is not breaking any new ground or anything like that. It is there's plenty that are going to lead you to that same mental area. And I do think that it is important. So I'm excited to have some of the conversation we're going to have, but in almost no way related to the movie, just kind of literally like conversations about mortality and life and all of that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring out Spoiler Terry, and he can ruin this. Which actually, this is a movie that he could like easily ruin with like one or two words. It's got the traditional like M. Night Shyamalan twist in it. Like Spoiler Terry could fuck this up. So let's get to that part of the episode.